Hello, my name is Andy and I am the Village Idiot. I'm armed with a car and a GoPro and an unhealthy amount of time on my hands. I'm using that time to attempt to visit every civil parish in England. You're watching the Amber Valley series. There are 35 parishes in this beautiful slice of eastern Derbyshire. Here's one for your viewing pleasure. Welcome back to Amber Valley, everybody. Now, the reason I've got my head inside my car here is because the wind where I'm stood right now is very, very strong, and you wouldn't be able to hear what I was saying. I've come to the summit of Amber Valley today. I'm going to show you what I can see. Check this out. Isn't that just amazing? And you'll find that view at Allport Heights, which is in the parish of Ashleyhay. Here's my disclaimer for people who may be watching me for the first time. I say things as I would in my native accent and dialect. As a result, I may not pronounce things in the same way as the locals do. Remember, I'm a visitor. It's impossible to know everything. Leave me a comment, spin me a like, and bash that subscribe button. Let's get to today's parish video. Our journey through the sparsely populated western side of Amber Valley continues this week with Ashleyhay, named after a tiny village not much bigger than Shottle was last week. In fact, the village is so small that really this one should have a different name, but I don't make the rules. Ashleyhay Parish's biggest feature is Allport Height, a massive hill which offers some of the most spectacular scenery for miles around. At over 300 metres above sea level, it truly is the summit of Amber Valley. It features no fewer than 8 masts, at least one of which is used by Derbyshire police. The hill also has a karting or motocross track and a gritstone pillar in an old quarry, which has attracted people to this part of Derbyshire for years. On a clear day, Allport Height offers views across the Midlands to places as far away as Shropshire. As for Ashleyhay village, well, that's a different kettle of fish. One of the most spread out settlements in Derbyshire, it consists of at least 4 areas of settlement, including the Hamlet of Spout near Alport Height. All of them are residential, made up of stone farmhouses and farm buildings. There's no shop, no post office and no school, nor is there a pub, but Ashleyhay might be a familiar name to some craft ale drinkers. Here we'll explore why. So to sum it up, Ashleyhay is the parish which offers little on the ground, but lots on one of Amber Valley's tallest hills. Let's go check it out. We begin this episode with a drive up to Allport Height through the Hamlet of Spout, nothing much more than just a collection of hillside houses and farmhouses. The road through Spout is narrow and typical of many lanes in this hilly part of Derbyshire. It's a first or second gear kind of road. Gradually this climbs uphill to over 300 metres above sea level as it reaches Allport Height, which has been owned by the National Trust since 1930. It runs to some 9 acres and was the first piece of land they acquired in Derbyshire of a scenic nature. Entrance to the site has been free ever since its acquisition. It's a popular place for the views it offers, although it does sometimes attract the wrong crowd. I've linked an article below about that and you can fill in the rest yourself. Hint, it's not PG. It's not long before the entrance to Allport Height car park comes into view on your right hand side. Take care if you're driving, by the way, this is a bumpy old road. Allport Height offers some of the most spectacular Derbyshire scenery. On a clear day from here, you can see as far away as Shropshire. The hill, being so tall, is the ideal place for some of these masts. There are 8 of these, adorned with satellite dishes and receivers. The masts are not on trust land, they're mainly for radio, and at least one of them is used by Derbyshire Police. I believe there's some TV involvement here as well, but I'll leave all the technical gubbins to those more in the know. We're up here mainly to enjoy this view, and boy what a view. There's a topograph up here which shows you what you can see. Derby city centre and the skyline of Birmingham are easily visible. You can see the Wrekin and Long Mind in Shropshire on a clear day. It's believed a Roman settlement was once sited here. During World War II, there was a small building which provided a lookout for enemy planes. I have never experienced wind like this before. This is crazily strong. Anyway, Allport Heights is not just about the TV masts and all the other gubbins up here. There are 2 other things of interest. One of them is this karting track, which you can see just below the summit. How I would love to have a go at that. The other thing is the Allport Stone. Let's go and find that. On one side of Allport Height is an old quarry. Standing right in the middle of the quarry is the Allport Stone, an 8-metre tall rock. It's a block of quarried gritstone which has been a popular canvas for graffiti artists for centuries. Situated in front of it is a guide stone. Only about 20 of those guide stones still exist. The one here was erected following an Act of Parliament passed in 1702. Rock climbers like this place. The stone itself has at least 3 or 4 ways it can be scaled, although you wouldn't catch me climbing it. I would have got a bit closer, but the wet ground from the earlier rain meant trying to descend down into the quarry was a hazardous task. The stone is also a popular location for a school trip. In fact, the people you can see down there in the hard hats are indeed a group of students. Wow. Do I look a bit windswept? Blimey. The wind is whipping around Allport Heights right now. It's vicious. It's vicious, but you know what? The view's good, and a good bit of history there with the Allport Stone. Right, the rest of this video will be filmed in the car, because an Ashleyhay is another one that's very, very spread out. Ashleyhay is a village, but blink and you'll miss it. Ashleyhay itself is a very small hamlet with nothing much more than just a handful of houses. Similar to Spout, the village is located on a hillside. It has no shops, no church or school, nor is there a pub, even an isolated one. That said, Ashleyhay was semi-famous until recently for beer. You see, even though these narrow lanes and overhanging trees look far too rural to sustain one, until 2018 Ashleyhay had a brewery. Simply named Ashleyhay Brewery, it provided craft ale to some of the local pubs around Derbyshire. It's still in business, but now it's relocated from Ashleyhay into the town of Wirksworth and can be found at the rear of the Royal Oak pub. Ashleyhay occupies 3 or 4 lanes like the one we're driving on here. All of them are linear, linked together only by footpaths. It's one of the most spread out communities in Amber Valley. It doesn't even have its own village sign. The village once sustained a primitive Methodist chapel which was built in 1851. Situated at Bacon Hill, it could seat around 100 people. The funniest thing about that is that the modern parish only has a population of 105. Imagine now everyone trying to walk these steep hills and hollows to one place of worship. That's been the parish of Ashleyhay, folks. Yes, it's a tiny one, and what I haven't covered here is mostly private land or farmland. In the next one, we'll be able to see a bit more, but these vastly rural locales continue for at least another week out here. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching this video, folks. Don't forget to like this episode if you haven't already. It really makes a difference with YouTube. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and give us a share too if you've got friends who'd like it. You can find all the links to my social media accounts below, as well as my Buy Me a Coffee page where you can donate to the channel. Also, if you've enjoyed this episode, have a look at some more videos in this series. Until next time, I've been Andy, also known as the Village Idiot, and I'm out.